welcome back to our channel. Today I got a review for you for the first half of Teen Wolf Season 6 and 6A. I know I've been gone for a while. I planned on doing a lot of Teen Wolf videos. I planned on doing some when they had their break. I was going to do each episode. Life happens and I didn't get to, but hopefully I plan on it, so fingers crossed. Next half season I plan on doing episode by episode. If not, at least you know I'm going to be doing the full review at the end. So Teen Wolf Season 6, the first half of it, did I like it? Yes. Did I like it as much as I thought I was going to? By far, no. I think this first half season is undoubtedly one of the worst seasons of Teen Wolf yet. So on a rating from 1 to 10, being completely honest, with the point system, I would give Teen Wolf Season 6A a 6.5 out of 10. Better than like a 5, a little more than a 6, but not definitely out of 7. It's just, there was so much wrong with it. Why? So I got a whole list of pros and cons that I want to go through and let you guys know. So number 1, why did I like it? Here are my pros. Good character development for some characters. Well, this season, first episode, I said to myself, you know what? Corey is the cool one. I like Corey. Something about him is really cool. And like, he to me is my new fan favorite for this like new characters for the new season or for whatever the 2.0s are. I think personally Corey's my favorite. He was so essential in this whole season. So who else had good character development? Well, the guy everybody loves to hate, Theo. This season, I love Theo. I like Theo as a bad guy. I think pretty much he did what no other villain has been able to do on this show, and he broke the path. So he, like, let's think of it like in a sense like Zemo on Civil War. Yeah, you may not really like them, but their purpose was to break up like their pack, to really like get into the fibers of who these beings are, and to really shred them apart and destroy them so that he could try to rebuild them, or to do whatever he wanted to do and keep the pack together for himself. Whatever. I think Theo was the best villain so far to do that. Is he my favorite villain? No, that is still by far Voight Styles. But Theo this season proved that not only can he be trusted, but that he would be there more and more and more for the pack as they needed him. And he didn't give up on them. He didn't turn on them. In fact, he saved Liam. He sacrificed himself multiple times in this episode. And for that, you know, Theo went from like horrible person to like great guy. So great job with Theo. We see a lot more character development with Peter this season. As we know, Peter, he's a big baddie in this show, but I love Peter. I've loved him from the very beginning. I thought he was just a great character. Ian Bohen plays him like so well that you just like, the whole essence of this character is great. We got to see a lot of Peter this season. We got to see him being selfless. He was risking his life to save those he loved. You know, we see that all throughout the season. He has a stronger and deeper connection for Malia than what the writers had led us to believe before. And we see that he will do whatever it takes to keep his daughter safe. And at the end, we see that she will do what it takes to keep her dad alive. And that is a very, very, very beautiful like storyline that they're like expanding on. Personally, I love it. I'm completely for it. Malia and Peter, I hope they keep getting stronger as a father-daughter duo. That's all I can say about that. It's a really great it's really great. It's a great storyline that they're going with, and I truly enjoy it. Okay. So still on the topic of Malia, I think Malia and Scott this season proved to be the most useful characters, and they proved to be like the two characters that were so essential to the pack this whole season or half season. I mean, like, let's be real, aside from whoever, like, you know, the 2.0s doing whatever they could, Malia and Scott really stepped up their game. They're kicking butt the entire season, and they were great, and I love their chemistry together. I think Shelley and Tyler had like the best chemistry of any of the characters on screen. And like when you get to see them like fighting or trying to like work together, I always think like, to me, they're great. And this whole half season, I didn't get any shortage of them being awesome, and I loved it. Who else stepped up? Well, Liam proved in this season that not only is he able to take care of his pack, but I think that Liam could do all right now that Scott and his pals are leaving to college or whatever. I think Liam can actually hold down Beacon Hills with his new elite team, and I really think that Liam proved this season. I mean, we started the first part of it where Liam was like having a hard time, to the end where Liam held his own and took care of his own little pack. And I think personally that was a really great move, like for Liam's character and his development. I think that was just top notch. It was great, and I love that. I love that about Liam. I love that we see more of him, and we see that, you know, he has his own pack that are flocking to him like Scott had his friends. And I think overall the writers did also very good with Liam and his character throughout this half season. So I always feel that romance, you know, it's a part of Teen Wolf, and it's always a big part. And to me, I personally feel that one of the greatest relationships was formed on the history of Teen Wolf ever, and that is Chris Argent and Melissa McCall. I love that. It was unexpected, unconventional kind of like relationship, but I just think for some reason, I never thought of them together, but now that when I see it, it's just like, it's perfect. I love them. I think that their characters together go really well, and they helped each other. Melissa stepped it up. She was out there helping, not just being behind the scenes in the hospital doing whatever. She was there front and center helping, and I love that. It was so great. I mean, that to me, that is probably definitely going down as my top 5 all-time favorite romances in Teen Wolf. So another thing I liked, I thought it was an interesting plot line, or with the Ghost Riders and Mr. Douglas, considering how extremely rushed this whole plot or storyline was. Given that Dylan, yeah, he got hurt, yada yada yada, we've gone through that. But I think, you know, considering that, you know, the writers just threw in whatever, very last minute, did whatever they had to do, whatever. I just personally think that this whole concept of these Ghost Riders was relatively interesting, and I liked how they tied it in with Mr. Douglas, and I think overall it was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay considering, you know, what the writers had to work with and, you know, what they did. So overall, I'm not disappointed with the story. While obviously names being revealed was all the hype this season, and we got to know Sheriff's name, and we got to know Stiles' name. So the infamous name that starts with an M that we've been wondering for years, what is Stiles' real name? Well, we got it, and it's weird, and it's altogether great as we would have expected, and it's kind of like, what the heck is this name? But it's cool. It's alright. So, what is Stiles' name? If I'm pronouncing this right, I believe I might be, it's Mieczysław. Some Polish name. So, it's weird, I know, but this is pretty cool. Another name we got for the sheriff? Well, his name is Noah. Fun fact. Okay, Lyndon Ashby actually said on one of the After shows that a fan gave him that name because they thought of like the biblical character of Noah, and how he'd gather people together, or the animals together, is how the sheriff's gathering his supernatural people together and kind of being like their leader, or like the shepherd of the flock of the kids. And I thought, you know what, that's a really cool thing that a fan actually named one of the characters on the show. So that was a fun fact. I liked it. I thought, you know, after waiting all these years for their names, I wasn't disappointed, and I liked it. So my favorite scene of this season, okay, or half season, was when the sheriff remembered Stiles. I literally cried. You know, my mom who was watching it with me cried. Like, it was just so touching and I loved it so much. I can't say anything better about that scene. I just loved it all together, and I think overall, you know, that was like probably one of the most touching, heartfelt moments of this entire show. It was perfect. And you know, I thought it was so great, and at the same time it was so sad, because in order for the sheriff to remember his son, he had to let go of his wife, who he essentially conjured in his mind or made her kind of present. But I mean, that was sad to see that he had to let go of his wife a second time, but he remembered the son that he lost, and I think that was just it was amazing. So those are the things that I would say I really loved about this show, or this half season. And granted, those are some really great things. Those are a lot for what this show is about, and I really loved it.